Are you ready to go? Okay.
Okay.
Hey guys, we're back.
Hey.
Did you miss us? Because we missed you.
We sure did.
We
So,
got a little controversy for today.
yeah, we got a little question for you guys. And we just really want to know how y'all feel about policies. Because the girls be eating up them policies online.
Actually, if we're going to start there, I have two definitions that I'd like to
Okay.
bring to the
Okay.
table.
All right, we going straight to the dictionary for y'all.
Okay. So, policy. What is the definition of policy? So, according to Merriam-Webster, the definition of policy is a definition. Ugh, fuck. See what you get for trying to be shady?
Y'all bitches don't fucking know the definition.
You bitches don't know shit. Psycho. So the definition of policy is a definite course or method of action selected from among alternatives and in light of given conditions to guide and determine present and future decisions. Let's clap it up for Merriam-Webster.
Does that sound familiar to y'all?
I also have another
Okay.
definition that I'd like to bring to the table as well. Luxury.
Ooh. This one might eat y'all up a little bit.
Luxury is defined as something adding to pleasure or comfort, but not absolutely necessary.
So now when y'all hear that, what y'all think?
That's what I would like to start with. Policy. How do I feel about policy? As a salon owner, but also as a consumer, I like policy. I'm a little type A as a person. I will say that. I'm a little type A. So I like structure, and I like when things are enforced. I like rules. And I feel like nowadays we see a lot of discourse on social media, especially about salon policies and how much they don't work for people. But I think the real conversation that we need to start having is why policies are being implemented. And I think that, we're seeing this like boom of luxury. I feel like now they're starting to go hand in hand, where everything is a luxurious experience. Luxury. But what is luxury? I feel like luxury is so subjective. But in order for luxury to exist, policy, I feel like, has to exist.
I feel like people pick and choose what they deem to be luxurious.
Mm-hmm.
So it's like if you go into a designer store, you expect a luxury experience.
Exactly.
You expect policies.
But would you go into that designer store and show your ass?
Would I go into the luxury store if it, no shade to a place like this, but if it was like Foot Locker and just haywire? No, I want to know that when I walk in,
we're not running
I
amok.
have that one shopper, and like, it's not a million people in this spot all at once trying to get something hot off the shelf. So I think when people think luxury, they pick and choose where they want the luxury because they like the luxury restaurant.
Yeah.
Okay, it's cute dining, the ambiance and all of this. Aesthetics. And then they like luxury designer.
Yeah.
But then when it comes to luxury for your personal self, I feel like that's where they're lacking. I think it's a bigger problem outside of like what we're offering them and our policies and how you view yourself.
Absolutely.
So if you said that the policies aren't working for them, that's a bigger picture. Why is it not working for you? How do you run your own life? Why my policies have you feeling some kind of way?
I agree.
And I think that they run their lives poorly, which is why when these policies are put in place and like we actually enforce them, now they're mad. One policy that I have in mind right now is canceling day of. You want to know what? As a consumer, I've done it before.
Absolutely.
Or I've forgotten an appointment.
It's absolutely happened to me.
And guess what I had to do?
Eat the charge.
Eat that charge.
Eat the charge.
All right, when you're dealing with luxury, it's not a minor charge. Like I legit booked an appointment at a luxury massage place in Williamsburg. Now, when you go to those little $50
Rinky
for an
dink.
hour, you know, like you can cancel because again, like Foot Locker, there's a million people in there.
Absolutely.
And it's not, they're just pulling anybody in. It's not one-on-one. It's not like personalized to you.
Yeah.
I thought my appointment was at 12. My appointment was at 11. They definitely called me, got
And
me
they
on that
said-
phone. Hi, love. How far
Hey,
are
love.
you? How far
They
are
hit you
you?
with the hey, love.
How far are you? I'm like, I'm now heading there. They're like, you'll be here in like 5-10 minutes. I'm like, no. I'm like, is there an issue? Yeah, your appointment was for 11.
Oh.
I am there like, what the fuck? Like,
You said, oh.
I'm like, are you sure? I go to check and I'm like, oh.
It says
11, not 12. And I'm like, you know, and again, I think it's also your attitude towards it. I was apologetic. Why?
Absolutely.
Because the acknowledgement, like I had to acknowledge that this is it's not your fault.
Absolutely.
You understand? And I'm like, okay, is there anywhere possible that I can come for 12? Because you know, we're humans.
Absolutely.
We'll try. No, there's no way possible. Okay, well, there's nothing I could do at that point. She said, so we're going to have to move forward and charge you the full amount of the service.
She said, hold that.
Yeah. And I was like,
and you said,
all right. That was my fuck up.
Baby.
And that was not a cheap appointment.
I bet you it wasn't.
It was not.
You said.
Yeah.
What your dad
I sat in the corner. I put myself in timeout.
Absolutely.
I sat in the corner at home.
You
like,
said my time management skills, baby.
Bitch. Like, and you know what? It just showed me, like, when it comes to a business that runs themselves as a business and not as a hobby, they don't play.
See, and it's funny that you say that because for me, I'm always one of those people that like, if you don't take your business seriously, how the fuck am I supposed to ever take your business seriously? Like, I personally do not want to patronize businesses of people who don't take their shit seriously because I feel like if you don't take your own business seriously, it's always going to be fuck me. And I think we're seeing an influx of that because, you know, I talked about this on my Instagram the other day, and I feel like people laugh when I have these takes because a lot of times when I do decide to vent on my Instagram, it's because it's coming from a place of like, this shit is happening in my life real time right now. And I don't understand how the fuck we've lost the plot as much as we have. Now, in the whole like luxury experience, I feel like, you know, I don't know who started it, to be honest. The same way y'all want us to leave the word demure in 2024, I want us to leave the word luxury in 2024 as well. And the reason why I say that is because of how vast and wide the definition of what luxury has become is. And for me personally, like as someone who does enjoy the finer things in life every now and again, you know, I've tried to create a business where I've let my clients understand, like, listen, I understand that y'all are working professionals. I understand that y'all stand up on y'all feet. Y'all sit down at y'all desk. Whatever your occupational hazard may be. You work hard for your dollar. So I want you to know that when you come into this establishment, that's acknowledged. That's acknowledged. And the way I acknowledge that is making sure I show up on time. Making sure, and by on time, meaning not showing up when you show up, meaning I'm here, I'm prepped, and I'm ready to go. In addition to that, making sure that your service is a full, complete service. So if you're getting charged your price, you're getting charged your price because you're getting from wash
everything
to style, A to Z. I feel like showing you that I care about you as a client is making sure that I'm not putting the Costco shampoo in your hair. And I'm making sure I'm bringing you actual luxurious products. I'm not going to the beauty supply and picking up the shampoo that I'm using on you because the shampoo that's being used on you is being sold either at the retailer themselves or inside of luxury department stores. So you're getting luxury across the board. But see, when you got people coming in with no motherfucking license, ain't never worked a day in a motherfucking salon.
Can't even buy these products.
Can't even buy
you have to be licensed.
The product.
You have to be like...
Can't even buy the product.
Salon-centric ain't accepting you, babes.
Coming in and telling me that, oh, yeah, I don't wash hair. Oh, yeah. You're late. Late fee. What is a late fee?
You want to know what? For me, I do my late fee because I want you to be on time, and I want you to feel that there's something to lose if you're not on time. Now, I do understand things happen, and things have happened for me.
Absolutely.
You understand? So there's a policy for you, but there's also a policy for me.
Absolutely.
If I am late, or if hold on, this is one that really gets y'all. If I have to cancel on you, I'm not holding your deposit, because the deposit was, I am going to show up, and so are you. So if I'm not showing up,
yeah,
why am I holding your deposit? So some of these girls, like, I feel like they see what a business puts in play and they run with it because it's deemed as luxury.
Yeah.
So it's like, oh, the luxury spots are saying this. Well, then I can get over on them and I could do this. Or 9 times out of 10, they done spent that deposit.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So they're not necessarily running their business as a business.
Yeah.
But if I have to cancel, you have one of 2 options, and I'm going to give you those options.
Yeah.
I send you back your money, or we find a date that works
for you,
for both of us in the future. And I'll even bend backwards because it's my fault. Like, you get what I'm saying? Like, I'll try to see how best I could get you in, or I'm going to send you back that money. But too many people, and I think it puts a bad name on us as actual professionals.
Yeah.
When you run your business, like, it's a hobby. Like, oh, yeah, I'm making this money. Oh, you sent the deposit. I'm going to spend it. Oh, I can't make it because I was drunk last night. Huh?
What does that have to do with me? You knew you had a hair appointment. I think that ultimately what is happening here, because, see, I've had my fair share of deposit disputes and conversations. Now, for me, literally, in order for me to cancel an appointment, I have to be literally dying somewhere. Like, my left leg needs to be off of my body. Yeah. My arm needs to be off of my body. Like, it has to be a real reason as to why I'm canceling your appointment.
I'm not canceling for fun.
I can tell you, maybe I can count on my one hand, maybe the amount of times I've canceled on clients. Now, for me, the deposit question, it's a little dicey for me because, see, when I pay a deposit to a business for a service, first of all, I don't book an appointment that I have no intention on showing up to. Like, I make sure my nail appointments are scheduled every couple of weeks. I make sure that, my lashes are scheduled every, when I pay a deposit, I consider that money gone. So whether or not I last minute cancel or I cancel within the window of time, even if I cancel within the window of time, usually I'm looking to reschedule. So I don't want my deposit back.
I need my service.
I need a service done. Now, and that's just my maintenance. For me, I would say, like, within the last 2 weeks, I've had 2 people reach out in regards to deposits, wanting deposits back. Now, on my policy, which, because, policies are replaced because of things that happen.
9 times out of 10, the policy is literally somebody did something and you're like, okay, how can I troubleshoot this so it doesn't happen?
Which is why I've said, and I've made a joke, and I was like, you know what? I'm going to start naming the policies after the clients that the policies are made for.
Ashley didn't show up to her appointment.
I'm going to start doing that because I feel like people don't understand that I don't just decide to pull policies. I said that was crazy. We can bleep that out. I don't pull policies out the crack of my ass. Like, I don't just wake up and decide, you 15 minutes late to your appointment is canceled.
How do I get over on you?
I don't do that. I don't think nobody goes into business wanting to have rules and regulations. I think if everybody stuck to what they were supposed to do, we wouldn't need rules. Like, I just think that's just what it comes down to. But see, I don't think people understand why. For me personally, I don't refund deposits because of the fact that, like, as the business, I end up losing money.
Oh, yeah.
So when I process that card for the initial deposit, because I don't do Zelle deposits and I don't do
Stripe.
Cash App deposits, you know?
Yeah.
When I process these cards, I have to pay a fee to the bank in order to get the money. So I'm already not making the full amount of what you've paid. Then now, if I refund you, I also have to pay the bank
To refund you.
to do the refunds. So now while I've given you your full amount of money back, I am now in the red due to you deciding you no longer want to come.
Mm-hmm.
Why should I as the business have to lose? Like, why should I have to assume the risk of that when you could have literally just not booked the appointment if you were unsure if this was something you wanted to do? Now, while I say that, I don't say that, you know, I hold on to the deposit and your deposit is gone because I let my clients know, hey, you decide you don't want this appointment anymore? Your deposit is not up in the fucking air. You can come,
reschedule.
you can either get a service or my salon sells retail. You can come and buy hair extensions. You can come and buy shampoo. You can come, anything that you want, you can come and get. Your money is not gone. You're just not getting it back.
But again, that's when you reschedule within a timely manner, not on a date of service.
But, and I honestly want to make something, because I feel like a lot of people don't understand
the difference.
Like we say, you know, you need to reschedule or cancel within 24 to 48 hours, depending on salon. It goes salon by salon. It depends on your volume. But in the day and age of where now people are, you know, the economy is doing what it's doing. Now people are not able to get their hair done and stuff like that as frequently. 24 to 48 hours is not enough time to sometimes fill the gaps that you guys take up.
Mine's is 72.
Like, it's not enough time. Sometimes you book an appointment and it's a 3-hour and 30-minute appointment, and now you're telling me, oh, 2 days before you don't want to come. 9 times out of 10, unless that salon is like producing crazy volume, that slot is not getting filled.
And 9 times out of 10, we all have these booking sites. I've heard it from many clients. They'll go on and it's like, you have no appointments. You have no appointments. So they're not thinking, it's not like people are on the websites daily checking every minute to see like, oh, somebody canceled. And granted, sometimes it does happen where somebody can sneak in and book that appointment. But once people see that books is closed, like, there's no appointment there. They're looking for the next person to do their hair.
Absolutely.
And I think that people don't understand that. Like, they see it from just their lens, but not...
I think the perspective honestly comes in because I feel like the industry is so oversaturated and so watered down now. And I think that, like, my mom has done hair for 20-something odd years now at this point. And I've seen even with her, comes from being that traditional hairstylist where like you can call and like she's like, all right, I got this many people, like I'll call you when I'm almost done, whatever. I've seen my mother have clients book her on her busiest days, on Fridays and Saturdays, and then just not show up. And it's like, the only reason why policies and deposits exist is because your foremothers were doing shit like that.
But also, now we're doing one-on-one services where, again, luxury
comes into play. Now, I've heard it all before. Like, oh, I don't like when I go to the salon and the stylist is double booked. Oh, I don't like going to the salon and having to wait till the end of the day to get my hair done. I have things to do. Okay, well, when you're in an industry where maybe for every $100 you make, you probably see $40 of it, and that's maybe being generous. If you don't want me to double book you, then you have to pay for that. You have to pay for that. Sometimes you're getting a service. I've seen color services take 6, 7, 8 hours. I've seen extension services take 2, 3 hours. Like, when you are taking someone's time like that, you have to understand that time is money. Time is valuable. And I really feel like somewhere along the lines, like, the industry has become so disrespected that people don't understand that, like, this is not something that we're doing for fun. Like, your doctor, when you go there, if you don't go to that appointment, they charging your card that's on file.
They sure will. Or
They're charging it. But just because of the fact that, like, oh, it's a doctor and because I'm a hairstylist, I'm not allowed to get my time paid for.
But they say that, who do we think we are that we're on par with a doctor?
But
we're
the craziest part is you're going to school to get a cosmetology license that you have to update with the state every year. I'm pretty sure doctors have to renew their license every couple of years. I'm somebody quote me on that. But also, we're talking about an industry that's ever changing and ever growing. So when you leave cosmetology school, who probably didn't teach you shit because they only taught you the basics
how to pass the test.
in order for you to pass your state boards. Every service that y'all come in here asking for, these modern balayages and these extensions, these tape-ins, these wefted microlinks, these, I-tips, K-tips, all these different extensive services, you're not learning that in beauty school.
You gotta pay
You're
up for that.
paying for classes. And sometimes these classes are $3,000, $4,000, and $5,000 for one class.
And then sometimes you take the class and it wasn't shit. So now you got to take another class because at some point somebody's always trying to get over.
You got to gamble with the idea that you go into this class and you may not get a good instructor and you may not know and you have to take it again or you have to it's a kind of industry where you put so much into it and people don't want you to get anything out of it.
I think it's more so because so many people see it as a money grab opportunity. Any real business owner in this industry will tell you, we make money, but it ain't what y'all think it is. And I'm not saying that money don't come in. The money comes in, but it's so much that's spent in order for us to upkeep that environment that makes y'all want to spend.
Absolutely.
I had somebody tell me just this week, a friend of hers did someone's ponytail and was like, "Oh, I want to start doing ponytails on the side."
Why?
And they were like, "Well, the person you did had fine hair. What you gonna do when somebody with thick 4C hair comes? Like, do you know how to maneuver? Like, let's say the person don't have edges. Let's say, so many other things could happen. Do you know how to troubleshoot those problems?
They don't.
That you feel like you need to charge somebody."
But honestly, I'm really trying to figure out where the disconnect of that has happened, where now people are trying to monopolize doing hair, because to be honest, I don't even feel like doing hair should be considered a hobby because you need a professional license to do it.
I think it's because of social media. A lot of us have our personal pages and our salon pages. And then there are people who have their personal and salon page all as one. Mm-hmm. So if you're seeing, okay, this person is living this quote unquote lifestyle and I can physically see, okay, they do hair. Well, if I do hair, I can live that lifestyle. So I think so many people got into the hair game off the strength of, this person is rocking designer. I want designer and my job not getting me that. So I'm going to go do that. They're driving this car. They're eating at these restaurants. And Instagram is a facade. Some of it is true, but a lot of it isn't what y'all think it is.
And that's why there's so many people getting snatched up for doing tax fraud, all sorts of shit. One thing about me, baby, let me let you know something. I'm definitely scared of a gray sweatsuit and an orange jumpsuit. So I'm not robbing people to pay for Paul, because I feel like if that's the mentality that you're going into any job with, then because to be honest, I started doing hair because I loved hair first, and then I loved the business second. And I think as just an adult, I think your purpose in life when it comes to work is to hopefully find a job that gives you purpose and gives you meaning and that you enjoy going to, because of course, with capitalism, you spend so much time at your job, the least you could do is like it. Yeah. I don't ever want to be the person who gets into a job because I feel like it's going to pay me the most. Because what is going to be my peace? What am I going to go home and say at the end of the night? Is this bringing me peace of mind? Am I satisfied? Do I feel good about the fact that I'm going into this, place every day? I think those are the questions we more so need to ask ourselves. And I feel like it translates in the way that people are treating their clients. I feel like the girls who do this as a hobby and decided to just get into it just for the money, you're starting to see the effects of that. It's like dropping a pebble in a river and seeing the ripple. It starts off with things like, well, you don't enjoy washing hair, so I'm not washing hair. It becomes a situation where, oh, you don't like the fact that people are sitting around and making you wait. And that's another thing. Even with me having the business, I'm seeing so many girls coming out of cosmetology school who don't want to do the work. They don't want to wash hair. They don't want to sweep floors. And I'm not saying slave, because I will say sometimes some salon owners, they overdo it, but you have to pay your dues. Everybody has to start at the bottom.
But I'm going to argue this. I've worked in many salons, white salons, black salons, color salons, Spanish salons. And even though in those moments I felt like they were ODing,
Yeah.
it taught me
It's
so much
structure.
from the business. Like, all right, yeah, they probably had me cleaning their shop OD. But in order for you to be that luxury salon or provide a real professional service,
It must be
your
spick
spot
and
gotta be
span.
spick and span. So in that moment when it's you and it's not your business, you kind of feel like, yo, you're really, like, you got me handing you foils, you got me doing this, you got me doing that. But it is part of the business.
Even when it comes to people's appearance, like, you're
how
showing up
you
to work.
dress.
You're showing up to
I'm a
work.
big advocate for that.
Why you got a bonnet on?
Why you rolled out of bed?
Why do you look like you just
Why
rolled
I
out
could
of
smell the
bed?
liquor last night on your breath? Like,
I'm thinking case in point, right? So I used to go to this one girl to get my lashes done, and she was in this space. Her suite of itself, beautiful. But the space that she was in, she wasn't the most happy with. And I can only think about, funny that we're talking about this, I can only think about the girl that was sharing a suite next door to her. And I remember there would be times where I would be laying there getting my lashes done, and we would cut the music off because we could hear the drama in her suite next door. Like, she's on the phone with the man that she's dating, cussing him out in front of her clients. You're smelling weed coming out the suite. All types of shit. And I'm like, yo, the fuck you got going on over there? It's like it's a circus.
No, some people like that because I've actually seen service providers offer hookah. And no judgment, but
this is not Dykeman.
What are we doing?
We are not in the club.
What you said? We're straying from the plot.
Like, I feel like people are searching for, like, you should not be searching for the club inside of your salon. Like, I don't know about me. Or I don't know about other people, I should say. But for me personally, like, when I go to a place that I'm spending my money, I'm going there to relax. I'm going there to have banter with the other women. I'm going there to decompress. You know, like,
this is me time.
This is me time. So, yes, I don't want kids running around. And I don't want to be listening to people have ridiculous conversations. I don't want to smell hookah smoke. I don't want to smell weed smoke. Like, that's not the type of environment that I want. And at bare fucking minimum, I want my hair washed.
So I think you touched on a really good point. I think you'd have to be a person that internally exudes luxury. Like, you like things for yourself. You like a certain type of lifestyle. Like, the way that you position yourself, it just falls into, when I come to get my hair done, I want it done a certain type of way. Like, I have standards.
Exactly.
I think some people don't have those personal standards for themselves.
Yeah.
And it's like, oh, I want to turn up, which then brings a turn up kind of stylist, which then brings the drama, which then brings all of those things that we tend to put policies in place for.
Yeah.
So again, policies is not just for the clients.
Absolutely.
It's for us as well. Like, we take pride in knowing that I'm going to show up looking good. I'm going to show up with my hair done. When you come to book a service for beauty, you want to feel like, oh, my stylist is beautiful. I like how I have so many clients come tell me, like, I like the way you carry yourself at work. Like, I like the way you dress. I like your outfit. I like your hair. And you want your clients to feel that way. It makes them then feel comfortable. Like, I feel like I could trust you with my hair. Because then again, hair is a very personal thing. But I feel like if you're not holding yourself to that standard, you're going to place yourself in those types of predicaments.
Absolutely.
And then you can't complain. And I think that people have this, like, misconception where it's like, you see people receiving luxury online, and then you go to these places, and it might be because of your budget. It might be because you don't want to travel far. It might be a lot of things. It might be because it's your friend.
Yeah.
But you can't expect for them to turn into this luxurious thing when it's nothing about the structure of that business gives luxury.
But to be honest, also too, though, and, like, I don't really like to place blame on either side because I feel like it's a consumer issue as well as it is a service provider issue. But one thing I've learned, and one thing that rings true, is what you allow is what will continue.
Oh yeah.
What you allow is what will continue. So if you, and we've seen it play out, if you continue to patronize the businesses of people who do not wash hair, then it's going to become an industry standard amongst the people that you want to go get your hair done by. They're like, well, I could charge you 100% of the service cost and I'm only having to do half of the service, and then the next person sees that, then they're gonna be like, well, why the fuck am I washing hair? Now I'm a different bitch. You feel me? Like I wash hair. Okay.
But I think it also goes back to like business as its whole totality. When you get into business, so like I have a degree in business.
Yeah.
You have to know who your clientele is.
Exactly.
And not just where do they work?
Yeah.
What do they do? How do
What's
they
your
dress?
demographic?
Like, where do they live? Do they
Demographics
drink
play a huge
coffee?
role.
Like, who is that person? You have to build that image of what they look like so you know how to then go about your business.
Exactly.
If you don't have that and you don't know who your clientele is, and you're just like, oh, I'm not going to wash hair. That's not going to work for a certain type of clientele that's paying that money.
Absolutely. Because when I come here, I don't want to have to do anything.
No, I just want to show up.
Exactly. And it's funny because I feel like a lot of times when people reach out to the salon, that's one of the main questions that we get. It's like a frequently asked question, which is like, do I have to show up wash and blow dry? Does wash and blow dry come with the service? And I'm like, the fact that that is now a question that has to be asked before you book an appointment somewhere is kind of crazy to me, because that should not become the industry standard now. And
that's
also,
like, do I need to bring my own steak to the restaurant?
Like, babes, like I don't understand. But also too, I think in wanting to get these luxurious services or whatever we want to call them moving forward, I think that also people have to understand though, is like, you cannot solicit a business and then when the business gives the price, then the price doesn't work for you. Now you're trying to convince the business as to why this is too much. I think that, with us trying to understand or elevate the salon experience, and I feel like, honestly, I will say this, I feel like this has become a thing in a conversation amongst Black salons, because for me, even like when it came to like late policy and stuff like that, like I've worked in salons that were traditionally like catering to white clients. And, it was either a 15-minute grace period. If the stylist is able to take you, they take you, but you either get half service or you reschedule and now you have to pay for that stylist time, depending on what the service was. I don't remember an era of like, going into a salon and inquiring about the price of a service and then trying to convince the salon as to why that service should not cost that much. I think that if you've made the well-informed decision in order to reach out to a business and decide that like, hey, this is what I want to get done. Me personally, I have had situations where I've reached out to like brands and I've been like, hey, for instance, like my marketing, I was like, hey, I really love your work. I would send an inquiry form. Like, this is what I want to do, blah, blah, blah. Can you please provide me with a quote? I remember there was this one company I reached out to. They're based out, I believe, in Australia. And they do logos and stuff. And I was like, wow, this shit is beautiful. Let me reach out to them and see, what I could do. And I reached out to them and I was like, hi, like, I was inquiring about your logo services for so-and-so. I explained to them what it was that I wanted done. They sent me back the PDF with the 3 options that they offered. And all 3 options were out of my budget. But did I get mad and say,
no.
Oh, well, why the fuck are you charging for this? I know somebody that can do it for this.
I actually just wanted to book you. I was so happy for you. I just
wanted to book you. And I said to myself, oh, this is way more than I was looking to spend. I emailed them back and I said, thank you for providing me with the details. Respectfully, you have beautiful work. This is just a little bit out of my budget right now. I hope to work with you in the future. I'm not taking away from the fact that, baby, this shit is elite. But I know because of the fact that it's elite, I didn't even know logos could cost that price. But who am I to tell them that what they do is not worth that?
Maybe I need solicited to get in the logo business.
Maybe shit. I mean, maybe I do. I don't know. That should be my hobby. But really and truthfully, I was able to be like, you know what? This is nice. This is a little bit out of my budget. Hopefully I get my money up.
Because I like what y'all doing,
baby, and I'm coming back.
But you know what? This goes back to how you approach things. I think that in our demographic, for some reason, when something is out of reach for us, we get mad about it. And then you got to tear down the person. When it's like, I like your work, I hope to one day come to you.
Which is crazy because, like, I don't see people go inside of Louis Vuitton and do that. And not taken away from hundreds of years of being on the market and being a luxury brand, but the same bags that they are charging you $3,000 and $4,000 for today once cost $1,000, $1,500. And I don't see anybody getting upset about that and going into the store and telling them, oh, hey, I want this handbag. Oh, it costs what? Oh, y'all need to lower y'all fucking prices.
But I think, okay.
I don't see that.
I actually saw a discussion on this the other day where it was like, there was this one Black-owned brand that is trying to get on that level. And I cannot remember where I saw it on social media, but it was a discussion of like, how do we get the Black brands to end up there?
Yeah.
It's something about when we try to elevate and put it on that luxury status, it's like, no, you need to be humbled because why you think you're charging those prices? But then when we see other brands, it's okay. Like, and I think that's just something personal that I don't know how as a society we can change our thought process on it.
Yeah.
Because when I was working in a white hair salon, I was like, I need to find a way to bring this to my community because I ain't never seen nothing like this.
Absolutely. And
I have never felt like this. And to me, it was just too common for them. Like me working as an assistant, the amount of money I was making in tips.
Babes. You break the person who washes your hair off.
Everybody getting paid.
Everybody
is getting paid. And to be honest, they're not tipping $2, $4, $5. They're
$10, $20 here.
$50 if you're doing a blow dry.
That was the best hair wash I've ever received.
But also, I felt like I wasn't doing my purpose. Like, I wasn't making them feel beautiful. Like, I got in this game to make people feel beautiful. For what I gathered was like, I booked this service. Y'all gonna do what y'all gonna do. And at the end of the day, because I'm paying this price, I'm gonna leave here looking a certain type of way.
Exactly.
And I'm like, you know what? I want to take this to my community and make them feel that sense of luxury. Like,
exactly.
I want to offer you a glass of water. No, you do not have to pay for this glass of water.
I want to offer you a glass of wine.
A glass of wine.
Like,
I've worked places where they charged you for that.
Babes, I've worked in places where you couldn't get a drop of fucking tap water.
And it's
let
crazy.
alone anything else.
And it's crazy that some of us work this hard to bring forth a certain level of like experience. And then because there are the people who took this on as a hobby, we catch the flag for it.
But what I'm really trying to understand is why is it that people, when they come into a salon that's deemed luxurious, why do you not think that everything that happens in the salon costs money? The receptionist that's sitting at the front desk has to be paid. The booking platform that you're using online has to be paid for. The product that's being used on your hair has to be paid for. Every bottle of water or every glass of wine that you drink has to be paid for. The stylist who's doing your hair, if they work in a commissioned salon, they have to be paid out. When the business owner runs payroll tax has to be paid. Not to mention the quarterly taxes or the yearly taxes that have to be paid. Mm-hmm. You know what I mean? Like everything in the salon costs money. Everything, the overhead of running a salon.
Don't stay on.
Because Con Edison is not cheap. It's not cheap, and it's not getting any cheaper.
But I think that there's like something missing in their brain, and I don't know if it's because they don't own a business or because the people around them or what they know of a business, like they just run their businesses poorly, or it's just like on a smaller scale where they don't have to worry about these things. But respectfully, I'm not in my kitchen.
I'm not.
I'm in Williamsburg. It's a pretty penny. Just every place that I went, I tried to give my clients more.
Absolutely.
And with more means I spend more. When we try to, give y'all a better experience, I'm at the point I'm buying snacks for y'all in Whole Foods. Why? Because I'm switching these things out. I'm giving y'all new drinks. I'm giving y'all alcoholic drinks. All of that stuff costs money. But it's okay for you to receive these things. But it's not okay for me to be able to get the money to continue to provide these things.
And that's
where's
the thing.
The disconnect?
I'm not understanding. And it's just like, everybody complains, the economy. We're being affected by the economy too. I don't want to raise my prices. I've tried every avenue to not have to raise my prices. But if the brands are continuing to raise the price on product on me, then it has to reflect that, because I still have to be able to turn a profit, because I still have to have a place to wash my ass every day in order to be able to come.
You shouldn't have that.
You shouldn't have a place to live.
You shouldn't have clothes. You shouldn't get your hair done. You shouldn't eat. You're greedy.
away should
You're
be snatched.
greedy.
Babes.
How dare you?
When you sat there
You're
in
not
that
a doctor.
steakhouse and you ate them Caesar salads, baby.
Everybody ate.
Because I don't understand. Like, and I'm not talking, I don't want to even make it seem like I'm saying like, we have to make the most money in order to be able to afford luxury.
No.
But just basic essentials. Like, I should be able to afford to pay my rent. I should be able to afford to pay my light bill. I should be able to afford to pay for my phone bill. You know what I mean? Like, we just have a job that I feel like is just constantly being overlooked and constantly disrespected. And then nobody talks about how mentally taxing it is on you, because now
We
not
gotta pay
only
for therapy.
not only
We are therapists that also got to go pay for therapy because we doing this shit for free.
not only are you providing hair service, but you're also having to show up for your clients. And I think in that being such a beautiful part of the job, I feel like it's also taxing. In addition to the physical way that the job is taxing on you.
Massages.
Baby,
that massage that hit my account that I missed.
In my 20s with sciatica and arthritis.
Oh, yeah.
And it's not going to get any better.
Yeah.
Meanwhile, this job doesn't come with a 401k. It does not come with health insurance. It does not come with disability insurance. I mean, I'm lucky that I run a legit business, and baby, I got disability, I got workers' comp, I got all of it.
I got tennis elbow now. I say a prayer every day. God, please don't let this. Please don't let it give out.
You gotta rub a little oil on it.
Don't let it. I be doing the CBD. Please don't let it give out today. Because if so, then what? And I think that they don't see it as taxing. It's kind of like one of those like, oh, well, you chose the job. Yeah, I did. But also, y'all want y'all hair done, right? And y'all want it done right. So to me, it's like y'all take your hair so important. Like, it's so important. Yeah. It's so serious to you.
Until it's not.
Why don't you expect for me to take it as serious? Why don't you expect for me to take my job as serious?
All in all, I think people just have to be more clear on what it is that they expect from an experience. I think, it's important to manage your expectations. I feel like, when you solicit a new salon, I think it's important. Ask questions. I feel like it's also important to be aware if you're going to a new place. What does this look like? When I go to a new salon or I go to a new nail tech, I want to read the policy because I want to be well informed on what would happen in case of an event.
Anything.
You know what I mean? So for me personally, again, I'll just reiterate, I love policy. I love structure. The more policy and structure a business has for me, I mean, within reason, definitely it makes sense and it makes me feel good about it because I know that this person takes their business seriously enough. And to be honest, I'm going to continue to support the girls with policies.
And then again, also some policies, I love when you have policies in place so I know what I'm going for and what I'm not.
Exactly.
So, okay, this is how we doing it? Okay, this might not be a place that I want to spend my money. This might not be a place that I want to go. And for those that, the policies is looking like, all right, cool, you got your stuff lined up. Like, you running your business the way I like.
Yeah.
I'm going to definitely go there and I'm going to book with you. And God forbid something happens, I'm going to have to eat that. And I'm going to be fine with it because I know for a fact that this is how it had to be.
This is what it was supposed to be.
But I just hope that we can all get on one accord because it'll just make life easier as a client to feel like I'm okay. I know what's happening. Like, we here with it. And then also as a stylist, my clients get me. So we don't even have no problems. I could just do my service.
Absolutely.
And we just go from there.
Period.
Yeah.
Well, that was fun.
Yeah. I hope the girls don't eat us. I hope that this just brings some type of understanding.
I hope it creates a conversation, but also too, I hope it creates a conversation within reason and people start to understand and see both sides of it. Because
like a solution. I don't just want us to talk about it. I want us to find the solution. We want to help the girls.
That's the job.
Yeah.
So, with that being said,
we'll
see y'all next time.